Here, I could not hear the master. Oh. Dạ rồi, dạ tôi nghe rồi. So now today is the second day of the level 19. All of the connection yesterday, as you were asking question, today it is the turn for Iran, and we continue on according to the cycle yesterday for the questions. For the country yesterday you asked, so in that same order. As you learn the level 19, I hope during this time, as well as during the time that you are attending this course, try your best to do it. You are not practicing, so that you are able to achieve the goal when you come back home. You go back to your country, you can continue on the journey to contribute to help people. I want to remind all of you, the UE garlic water, that is for those of you who are from the level 16 and higher, you can prepare it. And for all of you, as you prepare the UE water, now you are allowed to use the UE water in any situation for cooking or for washing vegetable, to avoid the situation with the contamination all over the world. We do not know where it will happen. Recently, about several weeks ago in America, they had warning to all of the people, the Americans. They worry about the case of a flu epidemic that may cause a lot of casualty. The flu virus now it is different than in the past because they had mutated quite fast. The case of a flu epidemic may influence all over the world, but America, they sent a warning first. For the first time in Australia, as I'm here, 6 or 7 children, they got sick in such a short time and they died. It never happened for the past 10 years or more in Australia. So you can see the effect of the flu epidemics, not just for children. If the case of flu epidemics, according to the weather, the change of the climate, it may affect the adults. When it affects the adults, then a lot of people will die. I cannot calculate what is the casualty. So starting from now, for you, your family, first of all, try your best to make the UE garlic water. Second, to use the UE water in any situation. Third, within your ability, in your level, before you eat and drink into your mouth, you transfer energy according to the formula or according to the technique that I have taught you in each level, as you learn from level 16 up to level 20. In that way, you can avoid the situation of sickness that is best that you can prevent rather than to treat. It may be difficult or maybe it leads to death. The scientists all over the world, they had sent warning to all over the world. So you have to try your best, meaning with everything you can do, it's not so difficult. First, the UE water is so simple. All you need is a short time to prepare salt, sugar, and water, and you transfer energy to help protecting your health. Additionally, if the case of a flu epidemic, you can use the UE garlic water. In a normal case, then you drink in the morning, afternoon, at night, 10 ml each. That is to prevent the sickness. But if the epidemics happen, then you can drink 3 times in the morning, afternoon, and at night, each time 30 ml, to help your body to strengthen the immune to fight against the infecting virus, particularly the new virus that the scientists and the medical people did not have the time to properly research and design the vaccine to fight this virus. That is how I share with you, so you have the opportunity to practice, to bring home, to apply, starting from now, during the class, if you are at home or learning in your region. If you are learning after the end of the seminar, when you go back to your homeland, to your country, to your family, then you apply it. That is my reminder to all of you in the case of prevention. Furthermore, with everything that you learn, as you are in the class or when you go back home, you try to do it in order to contribute to help all the people. Eventually, as I had mentioned to you, I've been teaching for many years, and at the highest level recently, last month, in the near future, perhaps this year or next year, all of you, if you have the positive environment, that is a way that you are able to merge, to practice, to transform your body into energy. Then you will see the change in your environment through your brain, through the materials in your physical body. Additionally, if your soul is higher, and if your soul is enlightened, then for sure the physical, you will see a lot of changes that the scientists had researched. The scientists spend the time and effort to research. In theory, hopefully one day, it is you, the scientists, the medical people, will prove and research your level of intelligence, how high you had reached once you are able to merge, once you can travel out to space, once you have the ability to improve your immune system. All of these situations that the scientists are researching and looking for you, looking for us, in order to serve, to help mankind. These scientists recently, in July, they also research and summarize. But with your presence here, as you are on Earth, I'm here on Earth, but they never had a chance to research. And eventually, you from many countries, many continents, you have the special ability that the deities had given to you, for sure. They will research. Eventually, not just one, they will see 100 and thousands of people with the very special ability. Once you can travel out to space, once you can merge with my soul, merging with your soul, you can see the change in your body. Then the intelligence that you have, the knowledge you can contribute to help mankind. It is not that you use this talent or intelligence to have this or that on Earth. Eventually, they will be surprised. A number of you, as an ordinary people, with your intelligence, it is low. But as you can change the soul, as a highly capable soul, to merge into a normal body, and this is very difficult for the scientists to research and do not know where this knowledge comes from. But for you, me, we know about this. Me and you, we know in order to serve mankind, to help all who need us. And in that situation, perhaps in the beginning of the year 2008, it will start. So with everything that you have learned, I will not force you to do it 24 hours a day. But at any time, whether you work or you rest, you can still do it. The purpose is to protect yourself, protect your family. It is not that you can do this, you can help people. You help yourself first, your family first. That is from a physical standpoint, in the human form. But from a spiritual aspect, as the deities had given to you a lot of blessing so that your family can benefit. As you learn and you just live alone, don't do anything, it is a pity, a waste, meaning a waste of your effort, that you spend the time and effort to come to learn. I do not force you that you have to do it during your work. You're working hard, and through your working time, and you can still do it when you are working or when you are traveling, when you are resting. At any time, you can still have the ability to use universal energy infinitely to help all the people. That is energy the deities had given to us, that we refer to as the love of God, that we share to all the people who are linked to us by faith. Do not think that you have to help all of your family members. No. Sometimes you don't remember or you forget about that. So whoever, any person that you remember and you help, the soul belong to God, sent to all. We are all children of God. It doesn't mean that the soul of your family members and they are children of God and others they are not. It is not like that. But depending on destiny and fate, how come you don't remember person A and you still remember person B? How come you don't remember your relatives but you remember a stranger? That is a connection, the link. That is the soul of this stranger. Who knows? They were your family members in the past. Therefore, do not anticipate that you have to do this and have to do that. No. Meaning that you have to take care of yourself, take care of your family. You can try your best. sometimes you forget a few days and they die, because the deities do not allow you to remember. You can take care of everything, but then by the time your family members die, and then the only thing is you bury them. That is your mission. Do not be too concerned that you have to worry about this and that. And the one that they're supposed to help and you worry, and the one that you are not supposed to and you worry. And if you're not supposed to, and you cannot even help them. That is how I summarize in general for you. So you have the opportunity to learn and progress. I hope during this class, as you are here, try your best to do it, to apply, to help yourself, and to help all the people. So now, I let the people from Iran to ask, and then we continue on to all the countries. So now, Iran, you can ask.
With warm greetings, dear Master. My name is Nilufar Sarajian. In Islam's holy book, Quran, in most verses, after emphasizing on having faith and in singularity of God, there is a demand on believing in Judgment Day, when all dead will rise, and we will answer all questions about our behaviors while we were alive. Some will go to heaven and some will go to hell. However, if you don't believe in this day, you ought to go to hell anyway. Master, what is your opinion on this? Second question. In regards to our daily rituals and 5 times prayers that the Muslims do, is the practice of traveling to space and transferring energy here and there the same? Is it the same? And number 3, according to your teachings, we must learn the good and the bad. Now that we are at level 19 and practicing daily, if we judge or show jealousy and etc., what will be the consequences, and will it first return back to us? And if we make several mistakes, what will happen? We will lose our energy? Number 4, I have a 7-year-old son, Master. May I open my 7-year-old son's chakras? Thank you so much for all your teaching from Iran.
Dạ, con nghe rõ thưa thầy. Now, through your question from Iran, let me answer for you. So you have the opportunity and the experience to learn and progress. As all of these are the means the religious founders uses to discipline all of the followers so that we do good and stay away from evil and helping people. That is a material sense. For the physical sense, listen carefully. Sometimes over here it is right, but on the other side it is wrong. For example, from the East, about 50 years ago, they make a rule that you have one wife and one husband. If you have an affair, that would be the culture, family, society that condemn them. Only have one wife and one husband. But then, 50 years later, my people, as they travel abroad to many countries, a person may have 10 wives, or a lady can have 10 husbands. The more husband, the more wife they have, the better. So you can see. So we live according to the situation, to the circumstance. So in the same way for religion, the Buddhists, they have to follow the ritual on the right day. But the living people, the birth date of Buddha was the 8th of April. We do not know what his exact birth date, but I still remember that 44 years ago. They had a meeting with all these monks representing the Buddhist organization around the world. So they changed the birth date of Buddha from the 8th to the 15th. At that time when I was still working, the birth date of Buddha, they dare to change, then you can see they can do anything. Because of that, that's why we lose a country. The date of the birth date of Buddha, and they change, so that's why they lose the country. You can see. So now, as you see, and they go abroad. Suppose on the 15th of April, then all the Buddhists on that day, Even up to July, still celebrate the birthday of Buddha. Because on the weekdays, nobody go to the temple. Even though it is the birthday of Buddha from April to May to June, every month they celebrate every week they have the birthday of Buddha, they celebrate. So now you say this right or wrong, they do it right or wrong. That is because of the faith. Because faith for helping the followers, or whatever the followers tell them, and these monks have follow, they cannot do anything else. If they don't follow it, nobody comes to the temple. That is how I share with you all of the religion in the world. These are all the means for us to learn. Our soul has no sin. Now you are in this country, but who knows, in the past you were in another country, and in the previous life you were a religious leader. Do you know that? Or in the previous life you were an ordinary citizen. Do you know that? In the past you were the king and the queen. Did you know that? No. If you know, then this life you don't want to live. That's why the deities block your knowledge from the past. You are in this physical body, whether you have sinned or not. After 80 years, you end up in the cemetery. You end up either buried or cremate. Your soul never died. Your body died. So, according to the scriptures in Iran, the scriptures in Catholics, all of these are the means to help the people to do good and stay away from evil. For those who believe in it, then the most importantly, that is the benefit for the body. I give you several examples in the past already. Let's say your family, you have the husband and a wife each day. On a dining table, the husband and wife happiness and sharing the joy at home. That is heaven on earth. For you, you have fame, money, wealth, everything. But each time when you're eating, the husband and the wife fighting each other, then you're hitting each other, violence at home, and then breaking all of peace at home, either at lunch or at dinner. So that is hell on earth. That is a practical way. Do not think heaven is up there in the sky. There's nothing. That is only space. Down here, there's only insects under the ground. There's only ground. I'm talking about heaven and health is right on earth, right here. That's why yesterday, a number of you had asked questions about purifying the body. To purify the body, it doesn't mean that to help us to do good and stay away from evil. That is a good thing, but you need to control your greed. Do not judge others. Because with greed, you never have enough. I tell you the truth, I have experience as I travel to 5 continents in many years. Because with your greed, you never satisfy. You have one, you want 5, and 5 you want 20, and you have 20, you want 100, and have 100, and you want 1,000. Never enough for you, because that is a human nature. So as being a human, that is how we are. We cannot change it. So now, just like this religious founder who mentioned, who has no sin, that can stand up. As a human, we have sin. I tell you the truth. If we do not have sin, then we leave the body. Because after death, then there's no sin. The soul doesn't eat or wear, so it doesn't have any sin. It doesn't need anything. Supposedly the soul doesn't eat or wear, and you are cursing your soul. It doesn't eat or wear or do anything, but you're still cursing at your soul. Unintentionally, you are cursing your soul and all the souls that are higher, and then you're cursing at the body. But that is a body God has chosen, not normal people. But you continue to curse at that body. You curse because of your anger, to express your anger or to satisfy your ego. You don't even know about this. They don't have any sin. But through your action, the one who suffers the most, it is not the one that you curse at. When you curse and you feel angry, and that is the loss of your body. And they are over the east, and you over here, you keep on cursing at that person. Over there, they are still get fatter and fatter. You get thinner and thinner, and then you die. I share with you a practical way Therefore, I advise in many of the levels, from low to high, in any religion, any profession, we need to kneel down and thank God and the deities who gave us a means through the links from low to high, from bad to good, from evil to good. These are all the means for us to learn to progress in order to contribute to help mankind. That is the most practical one. But if you think that you have sinned, sometimes you think that you may commit 5 sins, but you have done 100 blessings. But you only do 5 merits, but you cause 100 sins and you don't even think about it. You keep on blaming that you are helping this, helping that, helping. You only help 5, and you try to boast 100. So you can see, I advise, if they give you 100 and you just help 70, then you can benefit, inherit this eternally. They give you 100 and then you just give 1 cent, and then you keep on boasting that you are helping. You are helping them to buy many tons of rice. Sometimes you are lying. I do not like this. Sometimes the rice only 3,000 a ton, and then 10 ton is 30,000, and then 100 tons. They say that we can buy 100 tons of rice. And just carrying by a boat, and the boat is not enough to carry. Perhaps a boat may be able to carry 100 tons of rice, but as I go from low to high, I know those who lie. I know that in the past with those, I always punish them, but they try to boast to Master Dang, and the Master Dang knows. If they try to lie to Master Dang, then for sure Master Dang will break you. But what for? They do 1, they try to claim 100, and sometimes they help 100 and they do not say anything, and then it's not even enough. That is how I share with you through the presentation as a student. And also, you asked about the religion, Muslim. All the religion, they have the positive side. Now I advise for you, any religion, do not judge them. You just learn from the good side, then that is the best for you. Do not learn the negative one. You are afraid of, you do not like the bad. Why should you keep them? Your nature, you do not like the bad or the evil. If you don't like, how come you keep on learning from those? 10 religions in the world, for example. You take all of the good from this religion, then you will be the best. If 9 religion, the other 9 religion, if you learn all the bad side, and you be the worst one, because you keep on learning the bad ways, so you don't have any good thing inside of you. You like to be good in the human nature. We are contradicting ourselves. You like good, but you keep on learning the bad. So I advise for you, as we judge, if you should judge yourself. Because you may not be equal to others. They may be bad, but they do bad 5, but they do good 100. But you do good only 5, but you do bad 100, and you keep on boasting. Sometimes you keep on boasting that Buddha said, "My God, I am the Buddha. I still owe people on earth." Do not boast, but you continue to boast. You can see that is the human nature. That is how I share with you the experience. So you never judge anyone, and you learn the good thing from others. However, if you act bad, the purpose to act bad, what is the purpose? Your motive. You act bad to help bad people to turn good, or you act bad so that you become bad. The two is different. In the teaching of UE, Master Dang teach you very clearly. Do not say that you can say Master Dang tell you now you can go and do the bad thing. And to help this one, can you help these people in an evil way? Or you come there to become evil? You say it, you have to do it. You say that you go into the evil way to help the evil one to become good. Then can you convince them, convert them from evil to become a good person? Do not try to teach them because you may not be equal to them. How can you teach them? I tell you the truth. because each of them, they have their own way. Nobody is better than anyone, but they're all linked together because these are the means to help each other to learn, to progress. Do not say that you are better than others. But I advise for you, yesterday as well as today, you have 7, you just do 6 or 6.5. And if you try to do 7.5, then that is your ego. Because of that, that's why we have wars. In Vietnam, you try to be the teacher of all people. You want to be the father and the mother of people. The war starting from inside of you. The war starting in your family. From your family spread out to society. That is where the root, that is where we cause the war. Power. You want everything, but you are worse than others. You think that you are better than them. That's why in Vietnam, they want to be the teachers. And also, they are dumb, but they try to show that they're smart. If you recognize this, then it is better for you. Don't worry. And you don't have to go to heaven. Now, right now, you can live up to 300 years and you can benefit up here because up there it is so cold out in space. The scientists, they want to go out to space, they have to wear the suit to handle 10,000 degrees. And they eat very little. And if they're lucky, they can go back to Earth, otherwise they just lost in space. You still remember the 28th of January 1986 is the 7th best astronaut in America. In only 37 seconds, they could not even have their own body. That is one of the spaceship, the 7th astronaut from America, from Earth flying only in 37 seconds. They died. That was on the 28th of January 1986. So I remind that point. So they are the expert, the best, but only in 37 seconds they died. They lost their body also. Their parents, the spouse, the children could not see them. So I advise for you, with everything that is in the scriptures to teach us, we just learn from the positive side. It is best for us. Do not judge anyone. We learn from their good side to learn from that. Then you have everything. Once you learn the good side from people, from all the people, the religion, then everywhere you go, people would love you. Because you learn from their good side. You treat them from their good side. Even if they don't love you, they will love you. That is a special case that the deities taught me, and I show you. If you learn from the bad side and you go and say your religion is bad like this and like that, if you criticize them before you say it, they kill you. This is the practical one. This is how you can lead a life, a paradise on earth, heaven on earth. Before you see people, they start to judge and criticize people, but then you yourself, you don't even see yourself. You can see. That is my opinion I share with you through the first question, so you can recognize it, so you don't have any sin. If you know how that is, you always think good of others and you don't have any sin. When you see people, just put yourself in the shoes. You don't like bad, why can't you learn all the bad? If you do always the good things, when you see, when they see you, they always curse at you, curse at your parents, your ancestor. Can you handle it? So a monk, I tell you, they also feel angry, but they have to handle it. I have seen some of these high-ranking monks. They're so angry. So instead of when they were so angry, but he just said that it's a pity. As a human, when we see opposite or offend, we feel angry, or we feel do not think that you are just like a piece of rock, or if you are a piece of stone or rock, then you don't have any emotion, except when you are deaf. The best is when you are deaf and blind, then you don't feel angry, but you still have death and warm, and then you are touching, and then suddenly you are touching the fire, and then you get burned, and then you feel angry also. So deaf and blind, also you feel angry because your arm, your hand, you can sense. That is how I explained for you on the first part of your question. And now with your rituals of praying, as your religious founder taught you to help in your religion, to help the people to have peace. I do not want to explain too much for you, but God who gave us this ability so that we are able to help people. We transfer energy instead of as we are praying. As we are praying, it may step on people's toe as you kneel down. According to your own ritual, it may be appropriate, but for others, it may not be. But I tell you, like in front of Buddha, I tell you to kneel down, and you would not, or to go to the church to do the cross, and you would not do it. Is it right? So the teaching God had given to us this infinite ability, so we're able to transfer energy anywhere without discrimination of race. We transfer energy here, meaning we're helping all the soul. They are children of God. As God had given to us, we transfer energy to help the children of God. The blessing will benefit, our family will benefit. Now I tell you the truth. If right now you are the Muslim, I do not know how to teach you how to pray. The Buddhists or the Catholics, I do not know how, and all the religion in the world, each time I teach, I have to learn all of your religious ritual. But if there is a minor religion in a very remote area, how do I know to teach you? So the way that you pray in your religion, there's no problem. Additionally, God gave us this ability in order to help all the people. And you are able to help any people. You don't have to help only person A or person B. People who are linked to you by faith, then you help. If not, then you're not able to help them. That is the most practical one that I want to share with you. Now, as you talk about the judgment day, the end time, that is as a warning for us to do good and stay away from evil. If you do good and stay away from evil, that is a good thing. And if you are judging others, then you are worse 100 times. So it's best not to judge anyone. And in the scriptures, they mention very clearly, even though I'm not a Muslim, but according to the scriptures that Muhammad left behind, it was very clear to love others, to help others, so they can evolve. We don't see any religious founder or any deities that tell you to judge others. No, only the physical body, we do it. So if you really learn the Quran, then you love all the people, then they would praise you. You would never cause any problem to others, and they will never cause problem to you, because you love them and they love you. You treat them good and they treat you good. You think about it, including in your own family. In your own family, your own, let's say they curse at you and you keep on loving them, and whatever they curse, it is up to them. Even though when they curse and they at you, they themselves, they feel exhausted, they feel tired. You don't think about it. That is the best way. So the last judgment, to save our soul, there are so many scriptures that are left behind for thousands of years who mention about the last judgment day, meaning how we can live eternally, meaning your soul. The important part is the soul, the body. As this religious founder, they knew how come the first human race can live to 1,000 of years, and we only live up to 80 years and we die. Think about it. But then what is the purpose if you live? What is the benefit for the humankind? What is the benefit for your soul? What is the benefit for all of the living creatures? If there is a benefit, then even if you want to die, it's not easy. But if you live just for pleasure, then you may. That would be the blessing that God has given to you through your merits that you have done. Then you can inherit in a limited way. If you want to lead a life of pleasure, the deity will allow you. And after you will benefit and others will benefit, it doesn't mean that you sit there and benefit forever. That is how I share with you The judgment, that is a purpose. The judgment is a way to help us to evolve, so that through fear. But there are so many scriptures. Only two things that they tell you. I've seen that they've been learning for hundreds of centuries. Everyone, they like to have blessing, to have the good things, but they always do the contrary. They don't help people. They don't do good. They just want to stay on the evil path. And all of the religious founders only teach you to do good thing, but they always do the bad. You don't do the bad. But then you learn the bad thing from others. You yourself, you do not like the bad, but you learn all the bad. That is very strange in the human society. You think about it. Then the blessing, you come to pray to the deities, you want to have the blessing, you do the merits. You do only one, but you boast 100. That is our nature. For that reason, as you can see, we are the fifth human race. The first to the fourth human race, these are the ones with the best, with wisdom and enlightenment on earth. But then there are no exception. They have selfishness and power, greed. That's how I share with you. So now there are millions of years already. At the end, we could not change. Hopefully, that at this time, with the presence of all of the high beings who are present on earth, and for those who never been on earth, they can combine together to help us. Within our family alone, just get rid of your selfishness to express true love. They just touch a little bit, and you feel because of your ego, you feel angry. Only in your family you cannot have order. So how can you have social order? You want to have order, but you keep on causing chaos. You cannot agree to your family members, even if you do wrong, and then you could agree with others. You don't want to do bad, but because of your ego. Sometimes because of your ego, that is because of your power struggle. Because of that, we have wars for 30 million years. We have a lot of selfish love. How can we get rid of this? To say it, even if up to level 28, and you could not do it. I know the level 20 is not, because you always want to be the father and the mother of people. You come to learn. The father and the son quarrel, and the children and the parents disagree. Only in that alone, and you keep on blaming that it is the being possessed. Whenever the bad thing, then you say that you are possessed. And the deities, they are clever. They are when they possess your body, this high being, they do not express selfishness. It is you. You keep on always blaming. You say that because you walk by the temple and this guardian that they possess you, they are not as selfish. You say that because they are low. My God, they don't wear or eat, and you keep on blaming you. You eat, you wear, and they do not have any. This being, they don't wear nylon socks or beautiful shoes or beautiful clothing. If they want you to have suits and Louis Vuitton shoes, they don't demand anything, but you keep on blaming at them on the good thing. Then you keep on blaming them whenever you do the evil thing. When they possess, they don't have a shoes. If they possess you and they tell you that you go to a shopping to buy a beautiful suit for you, and they do not eat and wear, you keep on blaming this guardian. So this invisible one, I have a pity for them. I understand for them, especially the high being. As you keep on blaming that they possess you and they tell you to do this. So let's say you sew your mouth and see if they can tell you to say it. You say that they possess you and tell you to do. Let's say you tie your hand. You just tie your hand and your mouth, and you use you sew your mouth. See if you can talk. See if they can possess you and they can talk. You cannot say anything. I'm very practical.
The person whom you're trying to read
about possession. Who are you? I'm talking about my people. As a Vietnamese, we've been talking for the past 3 centuries, speaking Vietnamese, the language. But thousands of years ago, what language did we talk? But the king of 5,000 years ago, at that time we don't know what language. The Vietnamese only 3 centuries developed. But to say that they possess and talking in Vietnamese fluently. But 5,000 years ago, we don't know what soul, what they do. 3,000-4,000 years ago, only the Latin text only within 200 years, but they are 2,000-3,000 years. I don't know what language they speak in the past, but now when they possess the body and you speak Vietnamese, it's so strange because the culture from the Asian, it is very strange. And when you say something wrong and you say that the person from that region, do you know the dialect of that person in that region that you say that is being possessed? That is the reason I share with you. As we are fortunate that the deities gave us this special ability, so we can change a new people, a new world. And these are people with wisdom and enlightenment. To have wisdom and enlightenment, meaning you have to guide them, help them. It doesn't mean that you have wisdom and enlightenment so that you are always being teacher. With only the condition that you have a clear mind to help them. Otherwise, you need to learn. And you are low and you try to be high and you are not able to do anything. You are dumb or dumber. When you are low and you think that you are high and you try to teach people, then you are declining yourself, going lower, regardless of where you are. As you are going down, you cannot see it. That's why the human in my people over here, there are many northerners, they are smarter than the southerner. They suddenly hear everything. But the southerner, from my people, from the south, they always want to show that they know everything. But in fact, they are so stupid. That is the experience of my people in Vietnam. But the northerner, they listen to say something that they have to think, really think carefully before they say. But the southerner, they say, and after this, they say wrong and they just say apologize. That is, I'm very practical. That's why the southerner, in the past, when they go to the north, all the men are lost to the woman. These southern men were all got lost in the north. For the now north, meaning that they're being possessed, being the husband or the wife. And when they go to the south, and the southerner, when they go, the lady or the man, they come and they're always lost. They are so smart and clever. And you open the mouth, you try to be the teachers. That's why you are easily deceived. So that is a joke for you to make you laugh so you can learn. Now, I advise for you, all of you, 8 years old, you open chakra for them. 7 years old, you wait. That is my opinion I share with you. But in Iran, a number of you who learn the level 20, and then you do not need to open chakra 30 or 60%. You can open chakra 100%. That is, I explained for you on that point. Now go on to the next country.
Okay, mute please. Brazil's next. Mexico one. Mexico one. Mute. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Master. This is the first question from Brazil. How can we help somebody that uses black magic? A person that uses black magic and has been trained to do so. How can we help this person without interfering with his freedom of choice? So that's the first question. The second question is, what happens with our previous soul when it is replaced by a new one? So what happens with our previous soul when we receive a new soul? So that's his second question. does this change of soul happen at every level? At every level in our school? Okay. The other question is, where are the souls of the first, second, third, and fourth races that are going to come back and occupy our body on earth? So the question is, where are the souls of the first, from the first to the fourth races that are going to come back to earth and occupy a body? When our body, another question, when our body, as our body becomes less dense, does this mean that we vibrate in higher frequencies and that we become interdimensional? So we live in different dimensions? So these are the questions for now. And then we have the question later on from Mozambique. Thank you. Thank you, Master. Come on, Thai.
Through these questions, let me share with you. In the case on our first day, I want to help when we discuss about the ancestors. Most of the people on earth, we had our ancestors. As they pass away, we want them all to return to the deities, to learn to evolve. However, there are many souls of our ancestors. They do not want to go, they do not agree to go, because they love their families, they love their country, they love their descendants, even though that is the link in a short time. That's why the deities gave us a special ability. We can send a very powerful energy to help the souls of our ancestors as they pass away, so they can return to the deities to evolve. The formula I have taught you: to receive the light of God's aura 2 seconds and send 3 seconds to the area where they have the altar. And you send energy 9 times, and you have to do it at least 10 consecutive days. For these people who practice black magic, similarly, in the past, as they died and they left behind, many of these souls were there, as you do not know how to perform the rituals, so sometimes it causes problem of being punished, or this wandering soul that causes chaos in your home. That's why the deities give us the special ability to neutralize through the energy transfer, to help them to return to the deities, to evolve. Then you can bring peace to your area, your formula, just like you transfer energy to the altar of the ancestors, meaning to transfer energy to 2 seconds, 9 times to transfer energy, and for 10 consecutive days. That is to help this region to be more peaceful and to help this soul to return back to the deities. That is how you are able to help. And for those who do not request for our help, then do not help, do not do anything, because it is their own freedom of choice. Sometimes these people who practice black magic or sorcerers, they have high soul helping them so they can help people. So these are also the means for helping people. It doesn't mean that any sorcerers or any people who practice black magic, they are wrong or they are evil. Whether they do right or wrong, it is up to them. However, if by fate and destiny, when they see you and you have the opportunity, then you are able to help them. But if not, then you cannot help them. So you listen carefully. I analyze clearly for you so you understand and you know. On the second part, I explained for you the previous soul, the former soul, depending on the level of fate and destiny of the people on earth, that the deities will send your former soul to another person in a country or in another race to help that body to evolve higher. As yesterday I had shared with all of you, eventually you will see a stranger and you love that person. You feel and you help that person. That is the soul that in the past that has been with your body. So now as it changed into another body, And that person, when you see that person, you feel for that person right away. That is the ties, the arrangement from the deities to allow your soul to travel to all 5 continents through all of the levels that you have gone through. Eventually, you see how come that person, they do not help their family members, but you are strangers and they can help you. Or sometimes your own family members you don't help, but you help a total stranger, that is your former soul, that you want to help that body. That is my understanding as I learned from the deities. I share with you. Eventually, in the future, all of your former souls, they will be everywhere. And all of this body, even though they did not have the chakra open, but as your soul had lived with your body, you have the chakra open, you have the energy transfer. So these are the high soul that can help the body to evolve higher, to help their former soul to evolve. That is how I explain for you clearly, so you can understand easily. And for us now in the future, as the human race, the first to the 4th human race, you're not able to merge with them yet. That is the newest lesson that I have learned. Recently, as I have taught the people in level 20, then the high being, the deities who revealed to me, the first to the 4th human race, they agree to merge into the body of these people to help mankind with wisdom and enlightenment, without selfishness, without power struggle. And they want to help us so that in the future, the human society will have order. The people with really wisdom and enlightenment to help others. On that, with more than 1,500 of you, they had merged to carry out the very new program that I could not even imagine. I did not know ahead of time that these high beings, they agree to merge with all of us and who they are. These are the soul from the deity who sent us, who sent down here. They come as a human form, just like us, to learn and train them. But then, perhaps Earth, we were not as fortunate that the highest people on Earth, that was around for millions of years ago, and they still had selfishness because of our human nature. We have a physical body, then for sure we have selfishness and power. According to legends, many of these people in the past, they had to return back to the deities to learn how can they get rid of power and selfishness. Then we can have everything. As we have everything, then all the people will have. These are the points that God had experimented in the human world for millions of years. Now, hopefully, as we recognize it step at a time, that is through the past trial, these are the people from the first to the 4th human race to see the result from this year or next year, or at the latest, the first decade of 21st century, to see how we are in the progress, as the scientists can prove the level of intelligence of the people. Let's say we only use 6% of the brain, but now if the scientists who can measure you, if you are able to use 10, 20 or 70% of the brain, then everything will be different. The latest document that Vu had just given to me, as they had just summarized that in July they had published, as they are researching about the IQ, intelligent quotient, it symbolizes the lesson I have taught you, not just this year or recently, but more or less more than 10 years until now. The IQ that nobody would know in yourself, but now the scientists have to pay attention to, as they summarize, and also just in July, that was in July 30th, that is one of the latest documents that Vu has just given. Perhaps many of these scientists can contribute so that we can measure the IQ, and even in the future they will research about you. 10 years I have taught you, and after 10 years, and we have these documents, they mention about the level of intelligence. That is, we are influenced by tradition, culture, family, society, and all of this situation. With the scientists also research about this factor. They spend a lot of time, I have been teaching you for more than 10 years until now. So the effect in the future for all of us, this human race that highly advanced, that merge with you, the purpose that the human will be able to research and carry out. As the research and carry out and recognize that you, with your intelligence level, is above on normal people 100, 1,000 times more, then it will be very difficult. The changes in the human world in a positive way to have new people, new earth, all of these new changes, so that we are able to help mankind now and in the future. That is how I share with you through this question. Now, as I let you practice, you think that I let you practice starting from level 16? No. I let you practice to meditate when you were in level 4, 17 years ago. As I taught the level 4, you open your eyes and you meditate. You don't have any distraction. You look at something in front of you, but you don't have any distraction, and you can still control the chakra to spin, only in level 4. And then slowly you'll reach to the level 16. In the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you lose all the sensation of your body. It's so difficult. This is the superb state of meditation that the yogi masters, that they want to reach that superb state of meditation, but it might take them a long time. Sometimes they close their eyes to meditate, to pray, and they think here and that might take them several hours. They could not reach it. It's not like you just breathe in and out, and then 5 minutes and you lose all the sensation. You are in a superb state of meditation. They can never achieve it. And these monks that I open chakras for them, they practice for 60 years each day to practice 1 to 3 hours, 60 years of practicing yoga. They could not reach the meditation state in only 5 minutes. They perhaps might take them several hours to be able to reach that state. And they have to follow all the rituals. It's not so easy for you. They have to sit in a lotus posture and do all the ritual prayers and have to think this and that. Several hours, 1, 2, or 3 hours. Sometimes they can, sometimes they cannot. That is when they are totally free. These are the high monk. They don't have any worldly business. But you have your business, you have family, you have all kind of stuff. But Master Dang teaches you in 5 minutes, you all lose a sensation of your body. That is a superb state of meditation. Nobody can teach you this. If we do not say that God had given to me, God had given to all of us the very special ability that you can reach such a superb state of meditation easily. This is the infinite wealth that people do not like this. They think money is everything. They may be right, because money, they can buy everything. Money, they can buy even a fairy lady. That is a human concept. Whatever they say, they'd rather have 1 day of fame and to die, rather than to suffer for 30 days. In that 30 days of suffering, that you have the help of the deities, but not 30 days, but 30 years. I cannot blame, because it is the human. Through this question, as you mentioned, as you present, I just share with you. If you understand and you know, then this, you have everything. In nothingness, you have everything. Buddha had taught us. The air, if we know how to use, you have everything. And to have, then you may lose, but nothingness, then you can use it infinitely. This I have explained a lot. I want to remind a few points for you, short and precise, so you can understand. That is the reality. So I advise for you, I just remind, my mission is to remind you, as you love your parents, you love your relatives, you love your neighbors, you love your country, you love the humankind, you have to love them truly. If you say you love only with the word of mouth or by theory, I have seen that express love by theory, a lot of them. In fact, there are some, but very rare. The small number, I hope now with 1,541 of those souls that merged to you, to convert you, so you can become highly capable people, good people, to contribute to help other people in many different situations. The most important part I want to share with you, you listen and do not feel with your ego. Most of the people, my students as I know, They have very egoistic. You know why? You know why you have that ego? With that, you are not equal to the first to the fourth human race because of their selfishness. They have one power, and because of this power, that's why they cause a lot of death. That is how I analyze for you. As you want to save people from death, to save people from suffering, then do not be selfish. Do not boast. Do not have a power greed. Do not have a selfish love. In fact, if you're doing that, you are killing yourself first, but then those who around you also suffer. Parents, family, all of your loved ones around you, you also kill them. But unintentionally, you are killing them. So both in the same way, that is how I explain for you. So you have the sufficient ability to contribute to help people. It's not for me. I do not need. After I teach you and you go on your way, we'll both depart on both ways. And then the remaining part is for you to apply it. Not just for yourself, but for all the people. That is how you can express true love. But on the first day you mentioned about love, how you can express infinite love. There is no such thing as infinite love. As I just give you my opinion and that you can do it, then this is infinite. This is the deities who help you. The real one, from the past until now, that's all a fake one. If you want the deities to merge with you, but then you force the deity to listen to you, that is the greatest error of the humankind. You go to pray to Christ and you force Christ to listen to you. You pray to deity to force them to listen to you. Then you don't have belief. You do not fear them. That is power and selfishness. That is the ego. I just remind you on that point, I'm no exception. However, I'm more fortunate than you. When I have the ego, then the deities bring me down. When I want the selfishness, the deity tell me to get rid of it. When I want power, then the deities stop me. In my ear, I can hear it. For you, similarly, try your best. So that the moment this thought come to you and the deities remind you, Master Dang tell you not to do it. You don't see God or the deities anywhere, but you listen to the advice of Master Dang, and then the best one, his benefit is you. Many people, when they touch, when you feeling ego, you feel angry, you are causing suffering to yourself. I just remind you, I'm just like you, because I'm still eating and wearing just like you, but I'm under the control of the deities 24 hours close to me to remind me. Sometimes I feel angry. In the past, I feel a lot more angry, but now I can control my anger. When you feel angry or you feel hate, you do it. So you have to be true to yourself. If you are feeling inside and then you try to deceive, in that way you're killing yourself. Let's say you feel angry, then you show it. You are angry. In Vietnam, when they express, but for the northern, they outward they show so sweet, but inside they so angry. And at night when you sleep, and then they put chili into your mouth that is a reality. My God, especially many of the people from Hanoi. I share with you, so you are able to learn and progress. But in fact, with our nature, that is our human nature. But you need to remember and listen to my guidance as much as you can. You don't have to listen to everything. I'm similar like you. In the past, I was trained for 34 years. Always, I am under the control. Sometimes my body wants to go higher, but the deity control me. It doesn't mean that I have any talents. So in the same way for you, I do not want to say controlling, but I'm reminding you, like in this class. So when in your mind, it is not appropriate to others, agreeable for others, then try to listen to the guidance of Master Dang. I share with you the experience. From my own experience, I share with you. When you feel angry, let it flow out. Do not try to control it or hide it. As you do so, you feel exhausted. So just be true to your emotion. Sometimes some people, I love other people, but sometimes I see a person I do not like. That person has no business with me, but when just looking in the face, I do not like that person. It is not. I really love all the people. If that person is my own family member, but that person just in the street, just look at the face, that person has no business to do with me. But when I do not like, and I say I do not like, if that person you do not like, and you say try to pretend that you like, when that person you do not like, and just express it, and then that person we both depart our way, and you don't hold the hatred. But when you explode with your anger, then the body has to satisfy exploding with the anger, and you don't see that person anymore. And suddenly you see another person. Suddenly you see the person with a beard. Yeah. And sometimes in the past you do not like and see that person with a beard and the eyes, and you say, "My God, how come this person may look so bad?" But somehow you feel for this person. It is so strange. The person that's supposed you do not like and you like, and the person may look good and then you do not like. So that is how it is in the subconscious mind. That is from my own experience. And sometimes a stranger, people do not like, and then you love, or some people do not like that person and then you love. These are only the strangers, just by appearance. Sometimes you like or you dislike a person. They are not your family members, or they are not your lover. If it is your lover, I explain for you, so Wu can try to translate. When you love the evil, and you still love love meaning evil, and knowing that loving meaning the devil, the ghost, causing hurt, but you still love them. You say that love. Sometimes you see this ghost on the devil, but when you see the devil, but they are still in love with them. That is how contradicting we are. So difficult. That's so. Through this question from Iran as well as in Brazil, I advise for you to reduce the judgment, whether it is your ancestor. So if that person saying like this, as you judge and you feel happy, it's different. If you judge others and you're condemning people, that will be different. If you're judging others as a good thing to learn, that is good. But if you are judging others to criticize, condemning others, then do not do it. You should not do that. And slowly, when you are used to it and you keep on judging others, when you think like my advice, then each time when you I give you my opinion, so you can remember, so you are able to learn and progress. Next question.
Mozambique, asked by Brazil.
É vizinho, tem problema. Desculpa interromper. É super importante.
Sim.
Pediu, né?
Dear Master, this is not really a question, this is a request of advice from Mozambique. I have just received this. It seems that an important person who lives near the conference site in Mozambique is going to the police to tell the police to stop the course there. And so they want to receive your guidance, the students from Mozambique. So that's the request. And now the question. Vu, have you understood what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a request of advice for Master Dang. Okay?
Yes.
About this unpleasant situation they're going through there. They are afraid that this person will manage to convince the police to go there and stop the course. Okay?
Yes.
Now, the question from Mozambique. Dear Master, dear Dr. Teresa, and the organizers of this video conference, colleagues, and everybody, we send our best greetings to you. Master, here in Mozambique, we suffer, many people suffer a lot because of false mental illnesses. And sometimes very often they have problems, physical problems, without any justification. And these are caused by these false mental illnesses, which are very common. How can we help these people? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you can just continue with the class, and when they have caused problem, then we'll deal with it later. I will try my best to pray to help in your country. If you are fortunate, you are able to learn and complete the course. In the case of false mental problem and black magic, I mentioned to you already, when you learn to the high levels, as you transfer energy to help all of these situations, including the region where they have a lot of false mental problem, because of a lot of these people who practice black magic, you apply the formula, receive the light of God around 2 seconds and send 3 seconds to that region 9 times each day, the region that they have a lot of black magic. So you're able to have all of this wandering soul to evolve. You can do that easily. Additionally, as I want to share my experience for you, I let you do it yesterday, and now today, let's say anyone, all 63 per person from Mozambique, as you later on, as you travel out to space, and then as you travel out to space, or later on, when during the break, you just sit for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, for example, and you pray to my soul and you to merge with you 3 times, and then all of you, all together, 63 of you, you merge to that person, that influential person, to see how it is. So you can do it and try it. You can do it to see there's no problem in doing that. And over here in Australia, I will try my best. Within my ability, I transfer energy. If not, then there's nothing we can do. I hope that this is not your learning for me or for you, but as you learn to help for Mozambique, for your whole country in particular, and all the region in general. So if the government in Mozambique or the region that cause problem to you, then that will be the fate and destiny of your country. There's nothing I can do. However, you try your best to pray and to merge to that person. Over here, I do the same. Hopefully, during this class, for those of you in Mozambique, you can continue on with the course to learn, so you are able to help your family and to help your country. Now go on. Next question.
Pede a palavra. Vamos responder. A polícia chegou.
Okay, então, okay.
Você está
Jonas,
com o microfone aberto. Você tá com...
Jonas, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Vu?
Yes.
Yes. Let me tell you that the police has just arrived at the conference site in Mozambique, and they have. So the person has complained, and he wanted the police to stop the course, but the police said they are not going to stop, and they will let them continue. Okay, and they will provide, and Teresa, the head of the center, asked the police to give her a written authorization. I mean, to confirm that they can go ahead. Okay, so they will continue the course, and in spite of this complaint by this important person that went there with the police. Okay. Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, let me translate for Master. Dạ kính thưa thầy, ngay vừa rồi thì ông Fernando bên Mozambique cũng trình báo lại là người cảnh sát vừa mới đến ở bên Mozambique, và cái người mà người ta đã trình báo thì cảnh sát đến rồi. Tuy nhiên khi đến đó thì cái bà Teresa là bà trung tâm trưởng ở bên Mozambique, bà cũng đến hỏi, và cảnh sát họ quyết định họ không có làm gián đoạn các lớp học. Và bà Teresa trung tâm trưởng ở bên Mozambique cũng nói nhân viên cảnh sát ký một cái giấy xác nhận là cho họ được tiếp tục dạy học. Thì bây giờ cái lớp học bên đó được cảnh sát tới, và cảnh sát nhìn thấy không có chuyện gì xảy ra, và ký giấy, có giấy tờ đàng hoàng là vẫn tiếp tục được, không có chuyện gì xảy ra. Là thầy vừa mới nói xong là cảnh sát đến và mọi sự đều bình an, thưa thầy. So now continue on with the next question.
Mexico 1.
Can you hear me? Who?
Yes.
Okay. Dear Master,
At the moment when my soul merges with another person's soul, does my physical body remain without the protection of my own soul? If my body merges with 3 different people, does my soul divide into 3? And there's a special request for Master on Sunday that if it was possible to merge with the students to do the practice and transfer of energy during the first part of the seminar, because many of them, they have to go to the airport and catch a plane and things like that. That is my instruction. It's okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dạ kính thưa thầy, bên Mexico người học now you need to remember when our soul go your body, nobody dare to possess. You know why? Because you have a powerful energy. Only in the case when you transform into energy, all of the soul, the cell, all the soul, they have a powerful energy. No other soul dare to enter your body. Additionally, just like your body, it's just like a high-ranking person. Whether you go to work anywhere, nobody dare to come into your house. I give you that example so it's easy for you to understand. It is from a physical aspect. Even though your house is vacant, nobody there, but this is a high-ranking officer, no citizen, no people, no thief would dare to go into your house. So in the same way for your body, as your body, you have a high soul. As this body, the deities who chose your body to contribute to help people. Therefore, whatever you do, that is the work of the deities, and your soul is a higher soul as you travel. So the soul from the chakra 3 up to chakra 5 protect your body. No other soul would dare to enter your body. So you can rest assured. Do not worry about it. And in the case of merging, so I explained for you so you understand clearly. Today you decide to merge to 3 persons. You pray to my soul to merge to you through your chakra 6. Pray to the soul master Dan to merge to you through your chakra 6 3 times. Afterwards, if you want to merge, you think of the chakra 6 of the first person and to merge to that person. Second person, third person, and you merge. Your person from person A and a person B and person C. Each person no more than 30 seconds. That is the maximum. But in fact, each person you only need 5 seconds. You think of the chakra 6 of that person, then you merge. You only need a split of a second. But there are some cases that you are so slow. That's why when you merge to have a sick person, I give you a maximum of 30 seconds each person, and 3 person, that means 90 seconds maximum. But if you pray to my soul to merge with you, you think of the chakra 6 of person A, and then you merge already. You think of the chakra 6 of the person B, and you merge already. You think of the chakra 6 of the person C, and you merge already, and you are done. At most 15 seconds, or 20 seconds, or 30 seconds, for example. That is how I explain for you. It doesn't mean that altogether you are dividing into others, each at a time. However, I just want to share with you, in the future, in front of you, 1,000 people. At that time, you really divide. Your soul merge to 1,000 people. As your soul can merge to this 1,000 souls. Not in this level. That would be the next level. It's not that advertised for you to learn. Whether you learn or not, it's up to you. It doesn't tell you that you are preparing for the level 20 to come to learn. Just slowly, do not rush. So I keep on saying, they keep on saying that I'm advertising, whether you can learn or not. If not, early, then you learn later. Do not worry. So on the last day, after the first 2.5 hours, and then before the 1 hour break, then I will meditate with you so we can practice this outer space, and then later on, some of you have to go to the airport early. There's no problem. Next question.
Hello, if Mexico 3 is not ready, please Mexico 4, go ahead.
Okay, we just had Mexico 2 coming in again. Hold on, I think Mexico 2 can ask their question. Hold on. Sorry for the confusion. They just reconnected. So, Mexico 2.
Okay, Donaes, this is our question. Send all our greetings to Master Dan for us, please. And the question is, whenever you give a seminar, at the same time some students from far away, they want to merge with Master Souls. Can you merge
Tenemos un seminario
your soul with
en
many
diferentes
souls at the same
lugares
time?
y quieren fusionarse con usted.
And does your physical
¿Es
body
tu alma
feel
son
anything
todos?
when this happens?
Hold on, somebody is not muting.
And the second part of this question is...
Can you please repeat your first question? Because it was
Oh,
really
yes.
clear. Sorry.
Okay, Donaes. Okay, dear Master, whenever you give a seminar and at the same time some students from far away, they want to merge with your soul, can you merge with many souls at the same time? And does your physical body feel anything when this happens? And the second part of the question is, could you explain why when I merge with a person, my chakra 4 has an electric shock, and then after that, I feel pain in my chest? Thank you, Donaes.
Now let me explain for you. As I recently answered for you and you continue to ask, in the future, as you are able to merge collectively to any number of people, with the condition that you have the ability, who gave you this ability? That is ability from the first to the fourth human races, additionally combining with my soul, the soul of the deities, with your soul as one. Therefore, you can merge to any group of people. You can merge to all the living creatures on earth. You can do it. Listen carefully. For me, similarly, on earth right here, the energy from my soul from outer space, but my soul is just like the light that can cover the entire earth. So anywhere, if I have it and you can have it, it doesn't mean that I have alone. As I have promised to you already, in the lower levels, I said that in the future, whatever I have, I teach you. And in fact, as I can travel out to space, as I achieve it and I teach you and you practice and you can do it. So now I allow you in level 18, you merge to one person so you are used to it. In level 19, I let you try to merge to 3 persons so you are used to it. In level 20, you can merge collectively. To all of the humans, all of the living creatures, you can merge to all of them. Including food and nutrients, these are the bacteria, the virus, good or bad. Just like in the glass of water or the bowl of soup or the bowl of rice or the food that you eat, you can merge to all of them. Why? So you have the powerful energy that combined with your soul, combined with the soul of the cell to improve your immune system. That is the reason that you can merge. As we are the light, so the soul of a human is just like a speck of light. Listen carefully. Therefore, regardless of all of the soul, not just 1% or a million or a billion, that is the reason I want to share with you. To achieve like that, why? So that you and me, all of us, we contribute to help the soul of all the living creatures to evolve. And that our mission that God had given to our body and chosen our body, God has sent the higher soul into our body so that we serve. That is one of the fortunate sign for us in this century as we are living here. So for you, now I let you practice. Then when you learn higher, you have the opportunity, as I had mentioned to you, what for? So that you and me, all of us, we contribute to help mankind, to have more wisdom, to have more enlightenment of the soul. And that is how we can help the spiritual evolution. That is how I share with you through the question. So I explained for you you are only merged to 1%, 2%, or 3%. And that allows you to do it. When you merge, my soul is so powerful. Because my soul is always going parallel with the soul of the deities. For that reason, when you pray for my soul to merge with you, to merge with others, that is a very powerful energy. You are not able to handle it. That's why I advise for you, you need to practice to merge 1, 2, or 3% in level 19. You know, the second session of the level 19, as I taught to Thailand, a number of people who they just wait for 30 minutes to merge to 3%, and you know what is the result? They cannot handle it. They thought that they can do it, it's a good thing, but they cannot handle it. And there's a student, after the class, I said that maximum each time to merge only 3%, and after 30 minutes later, they can merge, and they keep on merging, waiting for half an hour to merge again for 3%. So that person end up lying down, cannot handle the energy. So the person phoned me, I merge and then transfer energy to neutralize the energy. That is the reason why the following session of level 19, I do not allow you to merge after each 30 minutes to merge to 3 people. So each day you try to merge only 3% to prepare for the next time. When you have the opportunity, meaning you are able to learn higher, the higher being merged into your body. At that time, you can merge individually or collectively. There's no problem. That is because of your wish as you pray. And the purpose of our wish, that is to help people. Then you would be able to achieve it. That is to help the souls to evolve. So you listen carefully. So all of the religious founders on earth from the past until now, always they want to help the followers, to help the family of these people to return to the light, to return to nirvana, to return to God. So we are fortunate that they had given to us this ability, so we are able to help the soul to evolve. That is to help one soul to evolve. The merits, it is infinite. That God had chosen your body. God had given to us this ability so that we are able to create infinite blessing, but you are not aware of it. From the moment when you have the chakra open 100% at the level 3, your soul has changed from that moment. For that reason, the high soul has changed into your body from that moment. That's why you have the ability to help the wandering soul to evolve. If you are just an ordinary soul, just making a promise alone, then this wandering soul perhaps would cause danger to your life. That is how I want to share with you and explain for you clearly. Now go on. Next question.
Hello, Master. This is the question from Mexico 3. But first, we want to thank you, especially a student from here, from Monterrey, Mexico, that he's very grateful that you have accepted to come here in September. And now, the question is, what do you think about the magic prophecy that announced that our world of hate and materialism will end in December 2012, and we will have to decide our destiny between disappearing as a thinking species that could destroy the planet, or to evolve to the harmony, integration with all the universe, understanding that everything is alive and with conscience, that we are part of all of this and we can exist in a new age flight. What can you tell us about this? Thank you, Master.
Now, as you know, the human, as they research, only after it happened, then they can research. So through the journey, as you understand, following all of the scriptures, the Catholics, they mentioned about the end time, the judgment day, and then from scientific perspective, the Y2K problem and everything did not come, and they say that this is the miscalculation of the calendar. Now we use the calendar, now it is a year 2007, And the Buddhist is now calendar. It is now 2,500 years, or in Taiwan it is only year 90, and in Japanese calendar it's a year 85. I remember in 1990 when I went to Taiwan, I went to the bank. When I withdraw the money, they gave me the money and they put on the year 85. When I brought back to America, and they thought that it was in 1985, but that was the year 85 in Taiwan. That was the year 1990. So in each country, I do not know how they use the calendar. But in Vietnam, after 3 years, they have one with 13 months. So after every 3 or 4 years cycle, then there is one with 13 months. But the Western calendar, then after, for those who are born on the 29th of February, who devised all this? Scientists? How come they don't devise that a year 340 days? So who's right and who's wrong? A year 365 days or 364 days in my calendar after 3 years and have 13 months. And in other countries, as I know, only 10 years or 11 years, 11 months in the year. So who's right and who's wrong? This is all the human calculation according to human knowledge. We think about it, this. But from my understanding, from my knowledge, the deities, as I learned from 34 years, the deities never reveal the program ahead of time. As they reveal the program, you never believe. That is the experience from Master Dang 34 years ago, as I learned. The future Master Dang will be like this and like that. I don't even believe 1%. As I travel out to space with my body and my soul, I could not believe. That is in the year 1992. And 13 years later, in 2005, then I would be able to teach you. You are able to travel to space, then I would believe. I could not completely believe. I only have one more point that I could not, until when the nuclear radiation in the air, we are not in danger. We can breathe in the air. We can still live long and healthy. I will have that one point. When I can achieve that, then I will have absolute faith. Even though I know my life that the deities have not taught me directly. I don't know about you. No, I don't know about how much faith you have. But the person of Master Dang, I only believe 99%. I still have 1% remain. When we have the nuclear radiation in the air, then we are peaceful. Then I can believe 100%. Now I do not. Even though I can travel out to space, even though you can travel out to space, that on Earth, after 200,000 years until now, no one can do this. I know. No one can do it. Only now we are able to achieve it. That is after 200,000 years, after the fourth human race returned to the deities, there is no other human race, no other people that we refer to as the fifth human race. No one can travel out to space. I know. And whatever they claim they can go out or not, that's their own business. I don't have any comments. I just want to share with you. So, as you mentioned like that, as I have trained you, my purpose, I do not need to know about space and time, but slowly, a step at a time, each cycle at a time, I teach you. Each time, as I teach you, as you are applying and you can see the result immediately, you don't have to wait. I hope that with everything I teach you, with everything you are able to apply successfully, our purpose is to contribute to help mankind to have wisdom and enlightenment, to help mankind to prolong the lifespan, to serve people. Then for sure, on this, if it come to you, not just for myself, not for the Iwi family, but for all the people, all the humankind. But if it is only just for our own family alone, then we would not last. It has to be for all the humans. Therefore, with everything I learned, with everything I have, I share to all of you. Similarly, when I teach at level 20, I don't have any documents. I only learn the basic as the deities reveal to me. But when I start to teach the class, only the first few days, everything has changed. What is a change? Meaning the new programs, the new formulas, completely new, I have never learned. but I'm more fortunate than you on that point. The deities borrow my body to teach you. I hear 100%. I remember 100%. I do not miss anything. But for you, as I teach you, similarly, but I know the best, maybe you can only remember 80%, no more or less. Because the reason that I can understand that I know and I remember everything, that is because God had given my brain a very special one. 50 years ago, I still remember. Not to mention that recently in level 20, how can I forget? The lecture I have taught, as you asked the wrong thing, I know. Because you try to change the question. I did not teach you this, for example. Even though I said 10 years ago or 15 years ago, if you ask a question, you said that in the past I said this? No. As I answer, I remember. As I teach, I remember. That is one of my special signs. The deities give me the brain so I can remember in order to help people. Now go on, next question.
Four. Dear Master, where has the energy of the atomic bomb gone? Where is it? And from Uruguay, could you talk about duality and the truth? What is the purpose of our coming to Earth? Is this for our own evolution? Thank you, Master.
Hello? Hello? Can you repeat the question? I can barely hear you. Speak slowly, please.
Yes, Boo. Dear Master, could you talk to us about duality and the truth? And what is the purpose of our coming to this earth? Is it for our own evolution? What happened to the energy of the atomic bomb? Where has it gone? Thank you, Master. Did you hear now, Boo?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question, as you asked, let me answer for you. Now, you live in this human world. I do not know how you base and from what time. They mentioned about the 5 elements, fire, wood, that is from the Oriental concept. And they talk about the duality, the yin and yang, that can create all of the humans, the species. According to legend, we do not know whether that's right or wrong, but according to the legend mentioned after 2,000 years, the Virgin Mary, who gave birth to Jesus more than 2,000 years ago. And also according to legend, based on the research, the human race in the past, they had a lot of ability. They do not need the body, they do not need food. They still can obtain wisdom, enlightenment, and they still tie to power and selfishness, even though they don't eat and wear. At the final one, the truth meaning to serve people. The duality meaning the humans from the Eastern concept as a research on the yin and yang principle. But then with our energy, as the human, we use energy using polarity. Now, in the teaching of Iwi, we only have one pole, the positive, to create energy. That in the previous seminars, as I transfer energy to you using the antenna, we only use the positive polarity to generate electricity through the simple design of the antenna model. Now, we are using this positive pole in order to generate electricity in the future. At the present time, I prepare, in the case of the antenna, from the scientific perspective, to neutralize the powerful energy from outer space that perhaps it may damage Earth. In parallel to that, from a spiritual aspect, you are able to help all of the wandering souls to evolve if they wish, as they are around these antennas that I had placed. I continue to place these antennas to many countries all over the world. So at the end of the 21st century, as I am fortunate, I learned from the deities who know how to use zero, nothingness, to have everything. From zero, we can create the unity and the duality to create all of the living creatures. What is that zero? That is the ability of God. As God allows us to use, then we have everything. I've been teaching you and continue to teach you so that you and me will all contribute to help mankind with wisdom and to have wisdom enlightenment with the number zero if we know how to use it. I have been teaching you for the past 12 years to use that zero from low to high. Now we have reached to the peak, very high, meaning it ends the highest frequency, because we have the merge of those who are from the first to the fourth human race on earth who replace mankind. Now they agreed to merge to our body to help mankind to have wisdom and enlightenment. That God wants the humankind to have wisdom so that we can create all the living creatures, so we can migrate to other planets. Therefore, the experiment from the level 19, level 20, if you want to experiment, especially for the women who are single without the male sperm, so that you are able to conceive, if you can, then that will be the blessing that God has given to the new humans, new world. All of these new changes, that means we will have the people with wisdom and enlightenment, meaning you can give birth without the human sperm. These lectures that I had given to you, the formula I have taught you, these are for those of you from the level 19 and level 20. If you wish to research on that topics, if the deities allow us to research, to contribute to help mankind in a new way, then in a way to carry out, perhaps it will be beneficial for all over the world. And these are the people, perhaps would be the first mother on earth who has the ability that God had given. Who knows when? But my wish is in the year 2008, in the large AV family, especially the ladies who are single, or with the family, you can experiment without the male sperm, you can also conceive. Hopefully the first child, that is a child of wisdom and enlightenment, that in the year 2008, the child will be born for the human world, and with the born of that child, that will be in the EV family. These are the women who will give birth, not the people out in the public, because as you know the formula, and that is a formula the deities allow us to apply, as the deities allow us to conceive without the male sperm, that would be the one from the first child that is born, that will be the one with wisdom enlightenment, and then that future would be in the year 2008, you will have the opportunity to do it. And we are very fortunate that the deities allow us, especially the woman. So you listen carefully and explain for you about the atomic, as you mentioned about the atomic. 34 years ago, I learned about the nuclear radiation, and I was also afraid in the case of atomic bomb that may kill, just like in the case of the two cities in Japan. I'm worried about nuclear, biological, and chemical that may cause a lot of casualty. We cannot save these people. And recently I mentioned to you, I believe in the deities 99%, the one remaining percent, that is the case of nuclear, biological, and chemical, all of this toxic that may cause damage all over the environment on Earth. If, in fact, you and me, we can neutralize it. All this toxic in the air, we are able to neutralize to have clean air that we can sustain our health. That will be the presence of God on Earth. Only the presence of God on Earth, then we'll be able to neutralize this. And that will be the end of the life of Master Dang, to believe in God 100%. Because all of this being, everything God had revealed to me. God taught me, if it did not happen, I cannot believe. It doesn't mean I do not believe in God. I believe, but as I believe, I have to do it. All of the class I have taught you, as I've been teaching you, always I have to learn ahead of you, I experiment and try it and do it. I see the result, then I can teach you. But if I do it, I don't see the result, and I do not teach. These are all the levels for the past many years, from the time of the level 16 until now, until the level 20. Before the class, these are the higher levels. Before teaching, I learn first, and I do it. With the result, then I can teach you, including the level 13 plus. I do not believe. I said, I do not believe. But on that night, the deities revealed to me to use my body to experiment, and I do it. And I believe then I can teach you the level 13 plus. Otherwise, now I would not be able to teach level 20. It doesn't mean I can teach any level, or I can make up level 14, 15, 16, 17. No. I teach meaning with a purpose. As I learn, then I can teach. Just like when I teach the level 19, after the end of the level 19 in January 2007, I tell you to wait. If as a deity is about to teach me the level 20, at the time when I'm teaching the level 19, the deity continue to teach me to go on the topics of level 20. Now I see the level is so high, so only teach 1/3 of the information, and the remaining 2/3 in the class. Then the deity revealed to me that is the recent level 20. It doesn't mean that I can teach anything. I do not have any document in front of me. There's no level I can prepare. Even though we have the summary notes from the levels 16, 17, 18, my mind, I'm clear. I have a clear mind. When you ask, and I remember. It doesn't mean that tomorrow, just like in this level 19, I do not prepare anything. When you come, I just look at some of the document, and I can teach you. I do not have to read all of the material, and you can ask here this and that. Whatever I taught, I remember. When you ask, I only need to remember a few words, then I remember all of the contents. That is my special sign. And as I share with you, in the case of unity and duality, so duality reached to unity. Now I'm teaching you the lesson, meaning with zero you have everything. You can create all the living creature that you have been and continue to do it. So now we do not have unity or duality anymore, because with the duality, the body and the soul as two, unity meaning one. But now we turn into zero, just like the air, just like energy. With the body and the soul turn into energy meaning zero. As we know how to do it, then we have everything. That is the lesson you have been and continue to learn in order to serve all the humankind. Now go on, next question.
Yes. ¿Por dónde? Okay. Thank you, Master. Thank you. What do you mean applying love 101? What is in the Mekong? You spoke about love 101. What does that mean? And how can we do it? And then could you explain the way our soul will change in this level 19? That our soul will be a more strict soul. I don't know if it's clear, Vu.
It's not clear on the second question. You mentioned about the soul change in level 19.
Okay. When the student is asking when the soul at the end of this level will change, the soul of the student, if it will be a more disciplined soul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vu. Thank you for all what you do for us.
Now, all of you listen carefully. From the first to the fourth human race, they have wisdom and enlightenment. The fifth human race, as we are here now, we don't have wisdom and enlightenment. That is, as I learned from the deities, I want to share with you. All of these who come down on earth, they only learn the lesson 100. But for us, as in the fifth human race, we do not learn the lesson 100. We only maybe learn the lesson 30. Those who learn the lesson 100, they still have problem with selfishness and power greed. For that reason, the scientists In the recent decades or in recent century, they researched the human brain. We are only using 6%. Those from the first to the fourth human race, they use at least 80 to 100% of the brain. They have one unified brain. When they have power struggle and selfishness, God clear them all. So the brain divided to 3 parts. The secondary one with the reptilian and mammal part. These are the brain. The scientists only rediscover in the recent 4 decades. They influence our brain in many situations. So that's why our brain, we cannot fully use more than 10%. We use less than 10%. As you can see, in fact, we are not learning the lesson 100. Perhaps we're only learning the lesson 30. Because those who are ahead of us, the first to the fourth human race, they learned 100%. They learned the lesson 100, and they came down the mountain. They came down the mountain. They came on earth. Because they only learned the lesson 100. That's why they still have power, greed, and selfishness. They want to hold power. That Master Dang, I left behind, I learned the lesson 101, so that I can contribute to help you, those who learn the lesson 100, so that you can return back to the deities forever. That is a purpose that my soul, as the deities, who sent down here in my body, as my body has been chosen by the deities through my journey as I'm on earth. Now you have been and you continue to learn the lesson 101. Because I'm poor, if I have the money, I would let you have the funding to research your brain. Now your brain is not using 6%. This morning, also the document on the website that Vu has just given to me. In the future, you will have the chance, the scientists will research your brain to measure your intelligence quotient through your merging, through the way that you merge with my soul, merging with the deities, to measure your level of intelligence before and after merging, to measure your IQ, what is the percentage of your brain that you use. That is in the future, this year, perhaps next year, you will have the opportunity, the scientists will come to research you. I share with you, through this question, that I want to explain about the lesson 100 and lesson 101 as you ask about it. Now I explain for you, after the end of level 19, a higher soul that comes to your body. And this higher soul wants to train you so you can become a person with capacity to help mankind, to help the communities around. It doesn't mean that this higher soul comes to you and then you can boast and you look down on people and you lead a life of reckless and look down on people. That will be very dangerous. But I remind you, when you are warned, then you know. I show you how the deities can warn you. They do not punish you or hate you. They just want to correct you so that you become a good person, a better person. They warn you through an accident that you are afraid, but you do not die. Listen carefully, just to let you have fear. If you recognize it after the first and second and the third time, and if you're still stubborn, they will say bye-bye. Then if they are afraid of you, then no one would love you. And if the deity are afraid of you, if the deities say bye-bye, then you would not be on earth. You would follow the deities. So it is best to follow them. They said that you cannot. They are afraid, so they go hiding. They hide you and you hide from the world. If you recognize it, then you are fortunate. If not, then Master Dang cannot save you and God cannot do anything. So you know whether you're wrong or right. So I do not need to control you. I'm so far away from you. That is my point. That you learn for boasting. I do not need to control you. You can do anything you want. I give you all the freedom of choice. And sometimes when I hear your phone call, then I know. Or sometimes I hear you call me, and I know. Or suddenly you say, Master, save me. I just knock you in the head, not to save you. How can I save you? I just knock you in the head. To save you, to have, but to knock you right on your head. But sometimes knock you in the head, but you're not afraid. And afterwards, To move the mountain or the sea is easy, but to move people is so difficult. Only death, that would be easy. What else can we do? That if they want to, then the deity allow you. So whatever you want, that is your freedom of choice. So you said that, my God, so Teresa said, how come you don't control? My God, how can I control? Millions of students, how can I control? Whatever they want to do, they have their freedom. When they call and say, Master, save me, then I know. And they themselves, they do wrong. And they said, Master, do I do anything wrong? What I've done, so how come this happened to me? You don't have to say anything, only a little bit. As you know, you do wrong, and you keep on asking me, have you done anything wrong? But you hide the other one. You hide that you do the wrong thing. But if you don't have that intention, then how come this happened? I said, how come? And then they have to confess, but they try to hide me, so now I have to reveal the truth. Only tell me the truth, and then I can help you. If you hide, then how can I help you? So that's how I share with you on that point. Therefore, the soul, when the high soul, to contribute to help others, your body need to be according. Now, if you're an engineer, after you graduate, after you're working, and you are the owner, and you're wearing short to go into the company. If you wear a nice suit, then they will respect you. The laborer, they can wear short. But as the owner of the company, as a chairman of the company, if you're wearing short t-shirt, then they thought that you are just an ordinary laborer. So in the same way, therefore, the high soul doesn't mean that want you to have a luxury, but at least to help you to have a sufficient ability in order to help others. This being do not need you to praise. They do not need people to praise. They just want you as a human to help the human. But these are the human with the high soul to help the body, to have the capacity in order to help others, to serve others. Doesn't mean that you go and then you look down on people. You're wearing suit just like the king. I have seen already. I have seen. It is a pity for these people. Master Dang is wearing normal clothing. They wear expensive, and I look down on people. When they see Master Dang, I say, "Oh, Master." But when I'm walking right behind them, they don't know. They walk really look down on people, and I said and I look around and see, say, Master, they want to, when they see that it is Master Dang, then they lower themselves. So I tell you the truth. In 5 continents, I never need to control anyone. I do not want to say who is right or wrong. You yourself, you know yourself. Through your own action, I know. How come? As I know, so I can help. If I hear it, then I can help you. Otherwise, I would not be able to. If you listen to me, then I can help. If you don't listen to me, then there's no other way. I cannot help you. God cannot help you, so how can I? I'm not equal to God. They see God lower than them, then I run first. They see that God is lower than them, then for sure Master Dang will run away. Otherwise, they will hit Master Dang. That is how I share with you. When you ask this question, I just want to remind to all of you, as an infinite wealth that God had given to us, this is not an infinite wealth that is for you to have this or that, to have in order to serve people. That is how I contribute to help you. It doesn't mean that you learn the higher levels, then as God has given the higher soul, then you can do anything to give to you so you can contribute to serve people. The deities have chosen us, that they know your ability. That's why they chose in order to send the higher soul to come to us so that we can serve to help people. However, in the level 19, the first session, I remind 15 to 30% of you, the second or third session, there's no exception. I want to share with you and remind you so you can try your best. Meaning you can do the merits, blessing, not just for yourself, but your family and children and grandchildren in the future. If you destroy that, it is you who lose it, but your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, they are innocent. How come you condemn them? You give birth to them, you create them, and then you kill their life and kill their future, kill their body and their soul. Then you do not deserve it. You do not deserve to have anything. I tell you the truth. That is the reason I want to remind to all of you, if you love your parents, their spouse, their children, grandchildren, try your best. I do not force you to stay up late and wake up early, or to do hard and give up your job to do it. No. It's so simple. Only 3-5 minutes a day to try to practice to help yourself and others. Only 5-10 minutes a day. You don't have to do it 24 hours a day. I force you to do like 18 hours without eating, without sleeping. Then you can blame me. But only 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, this is not just helping yourself alone, but helping your family, your children, and your grandchildren in the future. But you say that you are lazy, you want to go to get drunk, then there's nothing I can do. God and Master Dang run away faster than you. So that is my opinion I share with you through this question. This is a reminder to all of you so that we have the opportunity to help people. That will include your loved one. They benefit first. Now go on, next question.
So we get back to Chile. I still don't hear anything from Chile. Are you sure you have to write laptop connected? I think maybe you have the Skype account running on your equal computer, not on your computer. So I don't hear anything. I hear something back. Okay, thanks for muting. We give you a minute.
Yes, Thomas. Ready? Oh, dear Mom. Why do people say that a soul cannot commit sin? That means that a soul is good. Why do souls then have anger? That means that they want to use your body to do bad deeds. And they cannot go to the light. Isn't it so that the physical body has emotions and selfishness and ego? What does exactly happen when souls are still around and want to do bad things? The frequency of the body is the ego. And does that influence the frequency of the soul? And that is why we have these souls that want to do bad things. That is all. Thank you.
Now let me explain for you. In the previous seminars I explained, but now in the higher levels I want to summarize for you so it's easy for you to understand. It's a pity for the soul who are just in the first time in the human. That in my country there are so many proverbs, many saying simple one, but it is very meaningful. When the animals just become the humans, they do not know anything. They just want to lead a life of greed and pleasure, controlling the body according to the souls. Listen carefully. Then that body is drowning in suffering. However, sometimes that body and that soul are fortunate that come to a family who are spiritual, and they are drawing the body, but they can only influence 10 or 20%. But sometimes they come in to disrupt the family, and they have their reason. Do they have the capacity or not? Do they have the merits to receive the blessing or not? That soul will come in. But sometimes because the Thai family, ancestor, brother, sister, parents, children, grandchildren. So for that reason, in the previous seminars, I have explained some of these people, they are just following the flow. If the soul want to follow the path, and they're fortunate that they brought the body to come to learn, and they are able to help the body and the soul can evolve. The body can be at peace. How come some of these people, they do the blessing and they have problem? No. You do the blessing, create the blessing for yourself, and this accident that happened due to the influence of this soul that come to test you to see if you can handle it. So do you hold on to it or not? These are the points I want to share with you. The higher soul, they create many situations for your body, so you are able to learn and progress in order to help people with the real condition. But if you do it in a false sense, you said that you are being chosen by the deity, you have the higher soul, you learn the bad to help the bad people to become the good people, just like Master Dang who taught. Are you really doing it? If it is real, then everything would be straightforward for you. But if you are lying, then you always have problem and conflicts. And the last point for you, you thought that you achieved, but you do not. And then you may, as the soul, help you for a short time, and then suddenly you lose everything. You even lose your body, not just the material alone. You lose everything. You have to give up everything. Supposedly, you can live 10, 20 years, but you lose everything. As you ask, I explain for you, so you can listen carefully. In fact, the high soul and the low soul, each are different. But then how come in each the family, in that family they have a straightforward path, but you have conflicts? Because they come to ask for the debt that you owe. Do not think that the deities, they have a very order, hierarchy. They ask for the debt through the suffering that you suffer, meaning the lower soul that come. The higher soul can guide your body so you can have wisdom, enlightenment, to help you to overcome all of the trouble and problem. You may think it is dangerous, but you are able to overcome. And for the normal soul, you think there's no problem, but something will happen. You think there's no problem, but you may have a great problem. As I present to you, therefore, how come in the level 19 I mentioned about 15 to 30% of you, that is the reason. You don't have anything. You don't have the wealth, you don't have the future, you don't have a career, and they sponsor for you to have the career and future. You come to destroy and disrupt. You just destroy that family. Then when you are not able to cause any more disruption, meaning you lose everything. As you ask, my mission is, whatever I know, I help you. Do not think that you are learning in level 19 and 20, you are all complete. No. Like Master LUONG is not perfect. Do not think that you are level 19 and 20, you are perfect. Depending on each situation, culture, tradition, family, society, and as a human, all of the people are good. How come you are bad? And you keep on blaming. Whose fault is it? Supposedly all the people around you are all evil, and then you live in a bad family, then you are bad. But all of the people in your family, they are all good, but you are bad. And you try to deceive all the people, then you are not a good person. Supposedly all the people around you who treated you bad, and then they're all bad. But all the people treated you good, but you are bad, then you are not an ordinary people. You are not a normal person, meaning the soul is not, and also the body is not a normal person. Then in that way, it's just not easy to convince you. The only way is you are fortunate as you demand all of the debt. After repaying all the debts, then you never ask for any more debt. To ask for debt, meaning just for you to lead a life of pleasure, it doesn't mean that they owe you. You want to, that's why I share everything for you. Why? So I can remind you, when you learn level 19, you have to understand. You have the infinite wealth that for the past 200,000 years has never been on earth. If there is, if you cannot recognize it, then there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. It doesn't mean that I designed a program so that you can have this and that. To have meaning to serve doesn't mean to lead a life of pleasure. However, The deity never deceive you. You just do it. You do less, but you inherit more. It doesn't mean you do more and you inherit less. With the condition that you work for the deities, you do less, but you earn more. You do more and you have infinite blessing. If you don't want to do it and you want to inherit, you may, but only a short time and it will finish. That is how I share with you. Do you think that the soul has sinned or not? I just want to explain in general for you. How come that soul, that come and cause destruction? You know why? That is from the chakra 3 down. These people who practice black magic and send the soul in. And just do this and do that, do this and do that. But very fortunate, from the time when we have the teaching of Iwi, starting from 1990, when I teach the level 3 open chakra 100%, there's so many wandering souls that these sorcerers, they are controlling them. You just pray, you place on the chakras, you are sending countless number of souls to be liberated. They're not being captured because they are under the control. Just like when you are meditating, these yogi masters, they deceive you, but they cannot deceive Master Dang. They said to sit here, to meditate, to close the eyes. They said that they try to train themselves, but they are afraid of being possessed. They themselves, they have to say all the mantra to pray to God, to pray to Buddha, to pray to all of to Christ, to Mary, to God, to help the body to meditate. Why? Because they are afraid that when they are sitting to meditate, if the soul exits, then the other soul possess the body, including the main yogi master. They also get possessed. They hide because you don't understand. Before they meditate, they have to pray to say all the mantra, but they do not need to praise all the high beings. They find all the way to call all the names to praise the greatest high being. Because you are so afraid, they do not need to praise, but you are afraid of being possessed. I know all of their secret. For that reason, the teaching of Iwi, when you meditate, I never let you close your eyes. Only when you transform into energy to travel out to space in level 16, I know that you have the ability. I tell you to close your eyes. Why? So that you can lose all the sensation, so you can travel out to space. That is how I share with you. In the case of the body and the soul is under control of the lower soul, and the soul with all of the greed. I tell you, the soul of the animal, I do not want to say anyone, my family, just look at the face, you know that person is dumb. And that person is dumb, and I agree that with the phone using SMS, I do not know how, but that person is dumb, but they know how to send SMS to me. That person is dumb, and to ask me to go to Thailand to travel and ask for $1,000. And no matter how much money I give, I spend them all. I'm talking about the Vietnamese currency. I don't have that much money to give. But that person who knows, I never know how to go to the bar. But that person has hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese dong, and just go and they keep on saying that lose all the money, and not go to the bar. And she give go to the temple. Doesn't want to go to the temple, but to go to the bar and giving all the money to the girls. But to go to the temple, they have to say that demanding to go to the temple. But with the money to just go to the bar and lose all the money, keep on saying that lose the money, just drinking like a cup of coffee, losing 500,000. A cup of coffee, 5,000. But go to see the girls and see all the beautiful girls, and all these girls take all the money from his pocket. That person is dumb. But he's dumb, but he knows how to see the beautiful girl, but he want to spend the money to go to the temple. You can see. That is my own relatives. I tell you the truth. Looking at the face, you know that person is dumb, but he's clever in that. But he's clever by knowing how to use money and knowing how to ask for money to go to travel. But he's better than me in a way. I see. I don't know how to use SMS. I don't know how to. I'm very dumb. I show Teresa and say that I said I'm asking for money to go to Europe. And I thought they should go to Thailand and to ask to go to Europe. So now what can I do? But he didn't cause any disruption, just money to go to the bars and also have a family. and see that that many people, many of these girls just go to someone and take the money away. When they have the money, the girls come and take his money away. So that's why I'm afraid. I should share with you, because you asked about the soul and the body. I analyze for you. These are the means from the experience, so you learn and you can progress. Now we'll take a 1 hour break and we resume later.